Guys, hear me out. In my opinion, I don't think this game will be as bad as what people think. These guys, I do believe they know what they're doing. They are known, well known in the community, Rocksteady. You know, with the Arkham Knight series and, you know, a few other games. So let's not write these guys off in terms of a game. Maybe it could be deceiving in terms of how it looks rather than the actual gameplay. I know when we first seen it, it's not what we expected. We expected it to be something similar, like, you know, the movement as how Batman moves in the Arkham series. But we never know until we actually play it. From my perspective, it looks fun. I think this game will be full of fun. We cannot really go off how it looks and how it plays. We've got to obviously experience it for ourselves, which is important. The only downfall is if people will purchase this game. In my opinion, I do think that they should have released a demo version for this to give people the right impression instead of thinking if this game's going to be good. But if you ask me my overall opinion, I can only say from what I've seen, it looks fun. You know, there's a lot of characters in there, costumes, they're promoting it really well. A lot of, you know, gameplay itself, I can honestly say, and it's got the characters that you would want inside a game, such as Superman, Deadshot, you know, a lot of them. So, what can we say? I feel like we should really wait until the actual game to be released in order to give the right impression.
Hello.
Right guys, there's two things I really wanted to mention in terms of this game. You know, it's going to be literally a positive or a negative, but I'm just going to say it all out just from my perspective. I feel like with this game, it will depend on the modes it will have. You know, I feel like it's really important to deliver the modes that people want. So with the likes of modes, I'm talking about having a co-op mode, you know, work with each other in terms of the story, you know, so I feel like that will kind of give the game an edge in order to, alright, even if the game was bad overall, hypothetically, we never know, but it had co-op, maybe people would just enjoy the co-op mode. You know, that could basically be, you know, the enjoyment of the game itself. Because the thing is, if the game doesn't have anything at all what people just don't like, then the game's obviously is going to end up doing pretty bad. And I'm not saying the game is going to do bad, I'm just saying for an example. And also, I feel like this game should deliver a good story. It has to be a story to it. There's far too many characters in there for this game not to have a story. So if there's so much characters in there and the story just doesn't make sense, then I don't know, guys. And that's just my, you know, saying of the game itself. So I do believe this game should definitely have a good story to it, which we hope, so fingers crossed. Another one is obviously playing against each other. By the looks of things, it looks like you can verse each other, like for example a team deathmatch or a deathmatch or some sort of modes that you can obviously play against each other and use weapons and etc. Hopefully that should top it off as well.
We'll give you a preview of some of the amazing new possibilities we're excited about.
A versatile thing towards the game, you know, having different modes. And I feel like if this game does deliver these modes, not just mine specifically, but modes in general that people will enjoy, I feel like this game can do pretty well. It can top it off, despite the fact that what we've seen with the gameplay itself, it might not be, you know, what people would want, as in their cup of tea. It can still top it off. The reason why I feel like people are disappointed and said things before the game being released is due to the fact that it doesn't look like a Rocksteady game. You know, and Warner Bros are a part of the game itself. I think that's the reason why people are just not happy with how it looks. But as I said, from my perspective, you just never know. It might be a really enjoyable game. If you ask me, it does have comparisons, similar comparisons to Fortnite, if you ask me. And also, the other thing I wanted to state as well is the mechanics. You know, I feel like the mechanics is what's going to make this game. You know, if the mechanics, maybe Rocksteady, sorry, are trying a new thing, because if you do ask me, it does not look like a Rocksteady game in terms of the mechanics itself. You know, you could even slow down the cameras and stuff, the videos to be precise, sorry, and really see the movement is not matching, you know, Rocksteady's Arkham series movement. But who knows, a lot of people might adapt to it, a lot of people might not adapt to it, but if it's a Rocksteady game, then you know, people are going to want that Rocksteady mechanics and all that stuff that was involved. Maybe if it was from a different developer, this game could more or less get away where people wouldn't really say much. But due to the fact that it is from known developers such as Rocksteady and Warner Bros themselves, I do believe Warner Bros do have some sort of part to it, because I did see their logo. I think that's the reason why people are getting on top. But hopefully this game does pretty well. It don't end up on the Game Pass straight away, or I don't even know what platforms it's on. I do believe obviously it's definitely on PlayStation 5, but I'm not 100% sure about other platforms. But hopefully it does well, you know. From my point of view, I do believe it does well. Some people are probably thinking, you know, it's just a waste of time and whatnot. But we don't know, guys. We'll wait.